Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Sunday services at Center for Spiritual Living, Denver. We are a loving and prospering community in the heart of Denver and online. We now conduct hybrid services at the historic Grant Avenue Community Center and Sacred Place, located at 216 South Grant Street, Denver, Colorado. All are welcomed here. A place, space, and face of love. We are a spiritual community practicing universal principles that enrich our lives. We are grateful that you have blessed us with your presence. While online, we'd love to know you're watching with us. Feel free to leave a comment and let everyone appreciate you. With everything going on, life can feel overwhelming. CSL Denver wants you to know we are here for you. Please know that our practitioners are available for personal prayer work. Our licensed spiritual practitioners' names and phone numbers are available on our website at csldenver.org. Or if you have a prayer request, feel free to email it to info@csldenver.org. For your convenience, you'll find clickable links in the description of this broadcast. Rev Elzia, along with all our guest speakers, practitioners, service coordinators, and musical inspirations, want you to know how truly grateful we are that you are with us today. Thank you for your continued support and participation in our services, workshops, and events, as well as providing financial contributions to our center. If you're interested in upcoming events and information, we send out weekly newsletters. Sign up by visiting www.csldenver.org. We deliver services in a hybrid format where we meet in person at 216 South Grant Street. We will also continue to live stream all services on Facebook and YouTube every Sunday. Find us on our respective channels as well as on New Thought Media Network. Again, thank you for your precious attention. Now prepare for engaging enlightenment.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. in this place of light and love. You can't have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. Such a beautiful garden. That garden is you.
So, beautiful musical introduction for this service. Thank you. On this beautiful morning, it's warm outside for a change. I guess it's supposed to snow on Thursday, but who knows? I'm Bill Carlton, a practitioner here at Mile High. I invite you to gently close your eyes, take in a deep breath, and release all the negative emotions. Just be present in this beautiful world around you. We feel that oneness of God surrounding all of us, leading us to embrace the imperfections in our lives. We know that oneness is present in the message we receive, the music we hear, and the technical support of Reverend Elzia and Diego, our producer. I know each and every one participating and attending this service is blessed. I am grateful and give thanks for all that it has brought us here in this moment. As we release these words to the universe, knowing they return to us tenfold. And so it is. Our talk for today is Divine Mind at Work. Basically, it's an introduction, renewing our services, renewing our essence. Jim Lockhart in Science Mind magazine stated, "I am my best when I have clear intentions in the alignment with my soul's agenda and follow the path towards demonstration. Through spiritual practices, I can become aware of being out of alignment more quickly." A lot of times we think of the alignment as being connecting to the God essence. Just feel that oneness flowing in. When you feel you're drifting, just feel that oneness flowing through. From Ernest Holmes, life is all there is. It is the reason for all that we see, hear, feel. All that we experience in any way. Now, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And it is impossible for something to proceed from nothing, since something is that which from which it came must be all that it is. Life, then, is all there is. Everything comes from it, ourselves included. This is out of creative mind and success. Another statement from Ernest Holmes is the latent divinity within us stirs our imagination And because of this insistent demand, impels and compels our growth. It is back of every invention. It proclaims itself through every creative endeavor. It has produced sages, saints, and saviors, and will, when permitted, create a new world in which war, poverty, sickness, and famine have completely disappeared. And now, a bit of music from Susan Clark.
Hello, CSL Denver, and also want to extend a special welcome to any of you who are watching us either now or later through the magic of the World Wide Web. My name is Susan Clark. Happy to be providing the music for your service. This is a song called Ancient Words, and I learned this arrangement from Michael W. Smith. I hope you like it.
Words long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart words of life, words of hope. Give us strength, help us cope in this world. Wherever we roam, ancient words will guide us home. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Holy words of our faith, handed down to this age, came to us through sacrifice. Oh, heed the faithful words of Christ. Holy words long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Ancient words ever true,
Good morning, and welcome to CSL Denver, a place, a space, and a face of love. A spiritual community teaching ancient principles and utilizing wisdom of the ancient ones to empower our lives and the lives of others. I'm so happy that you're here today as we start this new year, and if it feels comfortable for you to close your eyes or lower your gaze as we open with the invocation to set the tone for 2026. Infinite Spirit, the source of all there is, we yield this moment to your unfolding, knowing that the currents of newness moves through us, reshapes our lives, and awakens our heart to the truth of our being. We affirm that every soul gathered here today is a tuning fork for the divine, receptive to that still small voice that reminds us that we are the living pulse of the one life. We send forth blessings to every person that hears this message, knowing that this moment is holy, this time is sacred, and that these words are vibrations that awakens the soul of remembrance. And so it is, amen. And so it is, amen. And so happy 2026 for some of us, including myself, is going crazy already. Time is moving and things are happening, and we must attune ourselves to the frequency that is available to us all. Now, this new year opens up a whole new possibilities of everything, of wealth, of prosperity, of just being in tune with who you are. Because we have arbitrarily, and I say arbitrarily, chose this January 1st month, day, and year as the beginning, but we know every moment is a new beginning. And every moment is filled with infinite possibilities. And so it's not just a new year, it's a new cycle of becoming. It's a way for us to tap in, tune in, and turn on to the vibe that is always present. Why? Because it's the only thing that is present. That is the mind of God. That infinite idea that is ever unfolding. Now, some of you know that I like science and all of that good stuff. And over the weekend, I watched my favorite guru now, which is PBS, and some of the channels, and I watched one on the Big Bang. And it boggled my mind to think that we have been able to create instruments to look back into time to determine, as best we can, we're not all the way there yet, we've gone back at least 13.8 billion years to see the beginning of the Big Bang, which in my mind just created this vivid idea that, as they described it, it was just gases. It was a place of different gases swirling, and at one moment, they exploded. And if you think about that transition from 13.8 billion years to now, to where we have been created from gas that created material, and we are now able to look back on ourselves, if you will, to understand that there has to be a divine mind at work. There has to be a divine at work. Because in the beginning, it says, there was a word, there was a vibration, there was an intelligence that moved across the still of the water. And as they describe that, that's my phone that's going off that I forgot to turn off. And so I have to put some money in the pot now because I forgot to turn my phone. But that's okay. Like I said in the very beginning, that is the kind of year we're having already. We're only 4 days in. We got a bit of road to travel, but we understand when we finish today, we'll understand that there's a divine mind at work that works in patterns, that works in laws, that allow us to tap into an energy that is always there. It is closer to you than your jugular vein. And we all know about the jugular vein. And so as we start this new year, the Centers for Spiritual Living, we always have a yearly theme, and we kind of break that down month by month. And so this year's theme is rising higher, growing deeper. Rising higher, growing deeper. Now, if any of you have any understanding of plants or farming, you know that the deeper the roots grow, the higher the plant grows. It's a law, if you will, that we experience every day in every way. And so that's the theme for the year, that in this kind of environment, we are setting roots down so that we can spread our branches. And for us this month, we've taken the theme or the idea of ancestral wisdom in new thought. That's the theme for the month, because we understand that at the beginning of the year, we have a tradition of looking at the essence of this teachings, the thing itself, how it works, how to use it. And so we want to understand and bring to highlight that from time 13.8 billion years ago, this pattern has been working. It worked from nothingness to gas to you and me sitting here today. Now just think about that. At one moment, there was nothing on this cosmos but gas. And now they have each individual sitting here thinking, listening, perceiving. And so as we gather today, we stand on the threshold of something great, regardless of circumstances. Ernest's statement that always moved me, that we have to move beyond circumstances, because circumstances are fleeting. They come and go. They come and go. And so as we see from this creation of the universe, the divine mind is always animating things and moving things and making them renew. The ancient Egyptians said that we are always, and we meaning all of it, because there is only one thing present, we are always in a state of becoming. There is never a state where you will just stop. Even when we transition from this place to another place, we are still becoming, because we understand that all is energy, all is God, all is intelligence. Now, Mary Baker Eddy, one of the pioneers of our teachings, she said this: all is infinite mind, and its infinite manifestation of God is all in all. Now, that's another statement that's also used in ancient Egypt, but this idea of all being in all, if I take a drop of water out of the ocean, all the elements of the ocean are in that drop. There's no difference in the salinity. There's no difference in the composition or the makeup. So if in the beginning, there was only one thing, the one mind, this divine intelligence that created all of this, it is within us. Not maybe, not it could be, it is, because there was nothing else that was there. That's why we say all in all. The essence of the all is in all of us. And so this idea speaks to this moment, or this verse in the Bible in Acts 17:28. It says, in God we live and move and have our being. One and the same. We move together. We act together. We cannot be separated. And when we say work together, that is not a point of begging or cowing. We move from this idea of not begging to getting in alignment or to being in alignment. We move from pleading to participation. We move from anxiety to attunement. Because if there is a universal law that is always working, whether we see it or not, just like the laws of gravity, the laws of electricity, the laws of aerodynamics, no one has ever seen them. They have only seen the results of them in action. And so when we look at the divine mind in action, that's what we are trying to tap into, to attune to align to, so that we move with ease and grace. We hear that statement, I think, a lot about ease and grace. Ease and grace means being in alignment. Ease and grace means being in attunement with the one symphony of life that is forever playing a sweet melody. So I ask you, think about this pattern, this law. There is a pattern called birth, if you will, that happens the same in every species. Now, some species are different than others, but the pattern of life in humans, it starts the same way. It goes through the same phases. Why? Because there is an eternal pattern. There is an order. There is a harmony in life that when we attune to it, it unfolds easily and effortlessly. Easily and effortlessly. Now, I want to give you this story. It's called the recipe. Now, and it's not the recipe story that you all thinking about the turkey and cutting it in half and putting, it's not that recipe story. It's the other side of that story. Because in that story, you see the young lady found this card that her grandmother wrote for a meal for the new year. And she just happened to turn it over, and she saw some handwritten notes in faded ink. And she realized one thing. Her grandmother said this. On the back of that receipt, her grandmother had written something unexpected. When you do not know what to do, make a little order. Clean one corner. Speak one prayer. Light one candle. And let God catch up to you. She realized that her grandmother was teaching her spiritual principles of how to tap into the one mind. That said, don't panic, don't sprawl, don't collapse into fear, but to begin to create an atmosphere or an environment that allows you to be in tune. Just like that bell. See, it woke us up to be in tune. I hope that wasn't my phone again. But that's what we're here to do. We are here to get in tune with the infinite, because it is always working, and that's how the divine mind worked. And when we can do that, we move in a way that allows us to say yes. Now, Ernest Holmes, he says this. We do not create laws and principles, but discover and make use of them. That's why we can fly. That's why we can turn on the light and cut on this computer and send this broadcast all over the world. Because there are laws and principles that have been discovered that we use, that we can make great things happen. And each and every one of us is exactly that, a great thing happening. Right now, you are a great thing happening, but you have to surrender to it. You have to fall in line. You have to practice the presence of God. Somebody wrote a book about it. Practice the presence of God. Practicing the presence. It's here, unseen, but always working. Always working. You know, when we think about the ancient ones and we look at that first sentence in the Science of Mind textbook, I love it because I love science, that says, I look forward to the day that religion and science walk together hand in hand from the visible to the invisible. We're there. We understand invisible laws now that we can create computers to almost, not quite yet, but almost think like humans. Just by understanding laws and principles and aligning ourselves to them. And the key to the pattern of life, the key that our ancestors, that the ancient ones attuned to, was this idea that if you can surrender to the pattern, if you can observe the pattern, if you can be aware of the energy, you can do a dance to relieve sorrow. You can sing a song to bring joy. Because there are certain patterns that open up this invisible world that are tuned to that energy. I'm thinking everybody in here has a song, you know, like a superhero, their theme song. Now, you don't have to tell me what it is. I ain't gonna tell you what mine is. You might try to steal it. But everybody has a theme song in their head that plays that can either boost them up. They also have the counterpart to that because we know we live in a balanced universe. There's always a counterpart. They're not against each other. They are there to create a dynamic tension for you to move. The divine mind at work. That's what that opposing energy does. It's not something to judge by. It's not something to condemn by. It's something to get you to move. To move. How many of us are moving in our lives when we see, we don't even have to go outside the world. There's enough going on out there. But when we just look at ourselves and figure out we're not in alignment with our highest idea. We're not disciplined enough to do A or B or whatever it is. There is a power and a presence in the universe, and we can use it. That's what Ernest said. He said we can use it. And so when we understand this divine pattern, Ernest taught this. He said, the mind is a magnet, and we attract that which we identify with. In order to get the most out of life, we must learn consciously to change many of our habitual thought patterns. That's why this teaching is called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. We have to change the way we think. We have to change the way we allow outside ideas or confusions or images to come into our mind to confuse us. That takes a bit of work. That's why it's divine mind at work. There's some practice involved. There's some discipline involved. There's some turning away from those things that no longer serve. They may have at one time. But do we have to turn away from those to step into the new? To step into the new beginning. And so when we are able to understand that this divine mind does not have to always be a lightning bolt. It doesn't have to be some grand thing. It could be that still small voice that attunes you like a tuning fork to the vibration in your atmosphere, in your environment. For those of us who have a memory of Ella Fitzgerald and the Memorex tape commercial that first came out, and she demonstrated so clearly this idea of vibration, where they had a wine glass sitting on a table, and I'm just assuming it was tuned to the high note of C. Could have been another one, but I'm going to say C. And she sung a note. She did her scat, you know, that improvising thing where you just like go with the flow. Scatting, that's what we need to be doing in our life, scatting. She was able to hit a note that shattered the glass. Then they taped it and played the tape, and the tape did the same thing. And they said, is it live or is it Memorex? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm here to tell you it's both. We are the Memorex tape. We have remembered. Within us is the remembrance of the divine that is us. And if we can strike the tone, we can shatter any obstacle, break through any barrier, just by allowing the divine mind to work within. Just by allowing it to work. And so how do we do that? How do we step into this moment where we allow the mind of God to work? Well, the first thing is we have to become clear channels. Clear channels. I use the metaphor or the statement all the time. Back in the old days when you had to tune your radio, not the digital ones, when you had to turn the knob, you had to be precise in finding it, because there was all at that right point. There's so many stations that are moving right there at 19.5 or whatever it is, because there's 19.5, 0.001, 0.002. And if you're not finely attuned and you're not clear enough in terms of your antenna receiving, you'll pick up all kinds of static. But we know today there's a digital signal that I can just punch the number in. I go right there. There's no static. It's ease and grace. That same thing has to take place in our life. We have to become digitally tuned to the divine. Become an instrument so that clarity is the dominant force over confusion, and harmony is the dominant force over discord, and possibilities abound, not limitations. And we trust the truth over appearances. When we can do that, then we're clear. We're a clear vessel to allow the spirit not to come in, more of allow us to be in tune with the infinite. We don't have the static. We're not looking at discords or any of that stuff. That's the first thing, is that we have to attune to that. Once we become that clear channel and allow ourselves to become conduits. Ernest Holmes said this: the most beautiful system of the sun, planets and comets, could only proceed from the counsel. Go back to that other one. This is Isaac Newton. Spirituality is natural goodness, the atmosphere of God's presence, goodness, truth, and beauty abounds. So when we align to that, we become clear. We create the atmosphere. We open things up. And when that harmony sets in, if you bring up that one from Isaac Newton right now, who we know was the first one to discover that law called gravity that was invisible. His thing was the most beautiful system of the sun, planets, and comets can only proceed from the counsel and dominion of an intelligent and powerful being. There's a pattern in the universe, and that pattern is a divine mind at work. So once we become a clear channel and we understand that there are laws and patterns and order and harmony, then the next thing is something you hear all the time. It's said in many different ways. We have to embrace love, because that's what the divine mind at work is. It is a love for its creation. It is a love for itself that allows it to give to us unceasingly. It's always available. Have you ever noticed that if you find yourself in a jam, the right idea always seems to come up when you are open? Now, you don't have to think about it. If you're a vessel and you clear it out, things just happen. You get unexpected support. You get healing insights that allow you to move and shift perspectives and perceptions. But we have to embrace love. Love for ourselves, love for our neighbors, love for our enemies. Because love is the dominant vibration. It is the tune or the tone that we're trying to attune to. And so when we understand that, and the ancient ones did understand that harmonious principles that governs all things are always present. We have to be observant. We can't get stuck in the various distractions, I will say, that keep us from being in tune. That means sometimes I love music, but sometimes I got to cut the radio off because I won't have an original thought. I'll be allowing other people to put their thoughts in me, and I can't discover my own thought. I put down my cell phone, although it was ringing this morning. I turn off the podcast. I even sometimes have to put down the book because I poured all this stuff in. Now I need to sit still and allow that attunement to happen for me to synthesize it. We can all read the same book, listen to the same song and podcast, and come out with totally different perspectives. The divine mind at work, because it understands all is in all and everything is working. And so that's what we are looking to do today and the rest of the year. And if I get that last slide from Ernest, that I think puts a capstone on this spirituality is natural goodness. Natural goodness. I don't need to manufacture it. I don't need to buy. It's natural. And that atmosphere that we create, that we step into, allows us to see the beauty, to see the love, to be the truth. And when we can do that, we can create a new world. We can create a new you, a new me, a new community, regardless of appearances. And there are lots of appearances going on and circumstances. So let us make a commitment to ourselves and to our friends and to our neighbors and to our families to become in tune with the infinite so that we may allow the divine mind to work through us. And so as we close, we take this moment now to take a breath. And we allow that sacred breath to set us at ease, to release anything that prevents us from tuning to the divine. Because we know in our hearts of heart that when that takes place, when that happens, we are alive, we are creative. We are giving, we are loving, we are nurturing. And so we have to cultivate that, and we have to stay attuned to that. And so I know at this moment right now that each and every one of us are attuned to that vibration of the divine, because we are it and it is us. And we give thanks for this idea, for this opportunity, for this moment in time to not only realize that, but to put it in action. And we give thanks knowing that this word, this idea, this prayer has already been activated in the mind of God. That the correspondence to this is already present. We must just attune to it. And as we do, we become free, we become whole, and we become new as we begin a new year. And so it is. Amen. And so, as always, there's a call to action. And this is a simple action. This week, commit to exploring how the divine mind shows up in your life and journal on it every day. Not once a week, not every day. We want to create a dominant pattern in our mind for how we attune to the infinite so that we can express ourselves truly and clearly. And so there's an affirmation to hold this true. I am an open channel for divine mind. The infinite intelligence guides my thoughts, shapes my path, and expresses through my life. And so it is. Amen. And so I want to thank everyone for being here. It's that time of sacred giving where we just continue this idea, to continue this platform to create an environment where we can attune to the infinite. And so there are many different ways you can give. You can go to our website and hit the donate button. You can text to give. You can do the old-fashioned check or money order through the P.O. box, or you can just give as the plate comes by. But however you give, please give. And so if it feels comfortable, as we begin this year setting an atonement, if you feel comfortable, place your hand on your heart to resonate this affirmation of circulation that says, this perfect gift is spirit informed, circulating and blessing all that it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive, and so it is. Amen. And so it is. Amen. And so Alice is going to come up and give us some announcements, and peace and blessings.
Thank you, Reverend Elzia. Okay, we still have we have the new January, February Science Mind magazines over here. They're for sale for $10, and that's a bi-monthly magazine. And we have a bunch of or several of the older magazines that are free for you to take home and peruse greatly. And then today, right after service, we have our meditation and coffee socials. So after service, then we'll circle up some chairs and do a short meditation and then have some discussion and then go on home from there. Curiosity Corner, we've got books. We've got our bargain table over here. Everything on that table is $1. Everything over here, there's different price sets. We've got oracle cards, books, all kinds of stuff. So check it out. And also, last week we had the Burning Bowl, and we have some extra booklets. So if you weren't able to make it, we've got some booklets here if you want to work on setting your intentions for 2026. And Tim had these gorgeous pins made that say Center for Spiritual Living Denver, and it has our information, except for our website, which is okay. He said next time, the next batch, he will have the website put on there. And then he also had little magnets, book magnets, you know, for when you're keeping your place in your book. So please check those out. And then we are so blessed to have New Thought Media Network and Diego as our Sunday service producer. We invite you to go to www.ntmedia.org and check out what they've got. They've got just a lot of stuff, radio programs, different talks. Reverend Elzia and Reverend Robert Brzezinski have a discussion on Tuesdays at 2:00. And on Friday mornings at 7, but you can go into it. You don't have to get up at 7 a.m. and watch it if you don't want to. We are so truly blessed by everyone who has chosen to support CSL Denver by showing up on Sundays or are watching our services online, and also making your tithe donations to us. That's what keeps our doors open and us willing to come in on Sunday mornings and set this up for you, because we so love the community and all of you. We know that as we move through this year, the Divine Beloved is guiding us and each and every one of us. So thank you for joining us. Now let's close out with Karen Drucker singing I Am So Grateful.
Hey, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. Hey! Oh yeah. Grateful. I just say I am so grateful every day for all I have. Every day. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all I have. Every day I say it. Grateful. How I'm grateful. Every day. Oh yeah. I am so grateful. Oh yeah. So grateful. 'Cause I accept and I receive. I am so grateful. Oh yes, I am. I am so grateful. Hey, grateful. I'll just count my blessings.